Update on the 2023 WWE Hall of Fame ceremony. According to a report from the Wrestling Observer newsletter, WWE has yet to have backstage discussions regarding the 2023 Hall of Fame. As of this writing, the company hasn't made any announcements despite the ceremony currently being scheduled for March 31st at the Crypto.com Center. However, names such as Batista and Jazz have been pushing to be inducted this year. Mickie James has also stated she wants Victoria to go in. Predicting who will be inducted into WWE Hall of Fame class of 2023. Eric Beeston. January 9, 2023. Each year, WrestleMania weekend includes special events that allow the WWE and its fans to look to the past, present and future while celebrating professional wrestling as a whole. One such event is WWE's Hall of Fame induction ceremony. This year, live from Hollywood, there are more than a few deserving candidates for inclusion. None are more worthy than Batista, who has emerged from the rings of WWE to become a breakout Hollywood star. Who might join the animal in this year's Hall of Fame crop of superstars? Check out our predictions for the 2023 class. Omega. There has recently been an added discussion surrounding Omega's legacy since Solo Sikoa implemented Omega's signature offensive maneuvers into his arsenal. From the running hip check to the pop-up Samoan drop and the dreaded Samoan spike, Sikoa has taken to honoring the memory of his late uncle with his in-ring performances. One of the underrated members of the Samoan dynasty, Omega consistently hung around the main event scene and could seamlessly move from the mid-card to a top spot at will. He was part of the hugely successful Battle of the Billionaires at WrestleMania 23, had one of John Cena's first truly great matches at the 2007 Royal Rumble and was a two-time Intercontinental Champion. Prior to his time as the Samoan Bulldozer, Omega, real name, Eddie Fatu, performed as Jamal as one half of 3-Minute Warning with Roman Reigns' brother, Rosie. Unfortunately, his reign of dominance over the wrestling world ended far too early when he died at the age of 36 in 2009. Some will look at his brief time with the company and his relatively small sample of work as reason for his exclusion from the Hall of Fame, but the quality of his output and the high-profile situations in which he rose to the occasion cannot be denied. He earned his place in the company's pantheon of greats and should take his place there this year, particularly as so many of his family members are thriving in the industry. Michelle McCool. Her career may have started as part of the notorious Diva Search reality competition, but Michelle McCool shook off all preconceived notions to become one of the best and most decorated women's wrestlers of her era. All told, she's more than earned a place in the WWE Hall of Fame. McCool initially found success as a one-dimensional babyface and the inaugural Divas champion, but she really hit her stride once she turned heel and aligned herself with Layla to form the villainous LayCool tandem. McCool was athletic, picked up the in-ring game quicker than others who came from the Diva Surge, and as a result, she went on to greater success than many of her peers. A two-time women's and two-time Divas champion, she was a standard-bearer for women's wrestling in the late 2000s. Her husband, The Undertaker, took his rightful place among the greatest in WWE history last year, and absolutely based on her own merit McCool should make it a family affair in 2023. The Midnight Express. This one might stick out a bit, but never underestimate Triple H's love for Jim Crockett Promotions and the 1980s National Wrestling Alliance. There was arguably no better tag team in that era than beautiful Bobby Eaton and Stan Lane, known collectively as the Midnight Express. Along with manager Jim Cornette, they were the preeminent heel tag team in the promotion and the perfect foil for popular tandems like the Road Warriors. It was against Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson of the Rock and Roll Express that they had their greatest success, forging a rivalry that spanned decades and ranked among the best in the business. Dennis Condrey and Randy Rose started the team. Condrey joined Eaton in the reformation of the tandem and Lane ultimately replaced Condrey. It was the incarnation of Eaton and Lane that enjoyed the greatest success, infuriating fans in the Carolinas and beyond with their in-ring exploits while Cornette yapped ringside, his trusty tennis racket always nearby. Showcasing some of the smoothest in-ring chemistry and infusing it with extraordinary psychology and ring smarts, the team laid the foundation for duos competing to this day. Longtime fans appreciate the Midnight Express and their contributions to the industry, and it is time a worldwide audience learns all about the team's influence on the business. Additionally, it's only right that they join rivals Morton and Gibson in the Hall. Lex Luger. Total package. Made in the USA. The Narcissist. However you knew him, there's no denying Lex Luger was a main eventer and one of the biggest stars of the 1980s and 90s. That alone should earn him Hall of Fame consideration. The fact that he is not already enshrined is somewhat surprising, but given the many people he rubbed wrong over the years, through his own admission, his exclusion is likely for political reasons as much as anything else. A recent episode of WWE Icons on A&E was received favorably, though, and Luger is at a different place in his life than he was during his time as an active performer. Look for the company to finally welcome him into the Hall, where he can finally join legendary rivals Sting, Ric Flair, Yokozuna, and Bret Hart, among others. Celebrity Wing, Cyndi Lauper. It's almost unfathomable that Cyndi Lauper hasn't already been inducted into the celebrity wing of the WWE Hall of Fame. Much is made of Mr. T's involvement in the inaugural WrestleMania and his importance to attracting mainstream media, but Lauper was a major pop star and absolutely key in establishing the rock and wrestling era of WWE. She brought added eyes to the product via the MTV audience, and her star power helped elevate the women's championship match between Wendy Richter and Leilani Kai on that card. Without Lauper, it's possible the partnership with MTV, which spawned a live event special, would not have happened, and the overall success of the first Mania may not have been quite what it was. Her influence is undeniable, and her impact on the early days of WWE as a national entity cannot be overstated. She belongs in the Hall of Fame, and this is as good a time as any to induct the iconic pop star, whose showdowns with Fabulous Moolah and Roddy Piper are unforgettable.